Can you just try that for me? Before this.
There is no arrow. We already got it.
Run!
The character I play, Jonathan Brock, is such an interesting and fun character to play. It's sort of an adventure movie. He's got a great personality. He's very smart and very physical character. So I was really excited to join the show, the production, because of my character. And also the title, Journey to the Center of the Earth. How could you not want to be a part of that? My character, Jonathan Brock, is hired by Martha Dennison, played by Victoria Pratt, to find her missing husband, Edward Dennison. And we follow a map to a gold mine, and within the gold mine we find a fault that goes down into the earth. And we follow the fault to a new civilization where creatures and people that used to live on the surface of the earth now still inhabit. So it's a definite action-adventure movie. My character falls in love on the journey with the beautiful and wonderful Martha. Jonathan is a skeptic at the beginning of the journey. He's a scientist who doesn't believe the center of the earth could have anything in it, let alone a civilization. You know, it's molten lava as far as he's concerned. And he obviously becomes a believer when he gets there and finds a whole new civilization. So Jonathan has you know, he thinks he has all the answers to all the questions at the beginning, and then he, as a scientist, learns that there's more to it than meets the eye, and he also finds love with Martha.
Hey, Mark.
Team up.
Action.
This is it's kind of a romantic adventure. My character plays this woman whose husband just upped and left her to try to find this mythical place, the center of the earth. And he's been gone for 4 years, and I need some closure or some answers or something. So I go and find Jonathan Brock, and he's a great adventurer, and I pay him lots and lots of money to take me to the center of the earth. And we end up having a very great connection. And you know, when I find my husband, I realize that, you know, he obviously left me for a reason, and we weren't meant to be, and it's just kind of a romantic tale, you know. I can kind of relate to Martha. Martha, she grew up in a mining camp, and she's very comfortable around men, and, you know, her father tried to make her into a lady, you know, regardless of the environment, and being an athlete for most of my life, you know, I spent a lot of time around guys and doing sort of traditionally guy things, just running and training, so I guess I can feel a kinship to the character. You know, she's adventurous and bold. I like that. I like that about her. She has a lot of money, and she's grown up getting what she wants. So when she approaches Jonathan, she sort of assumes that she can buy him because he needs the money, and, you know, she sort of does. But the relationship quickly changes when they hit the road, because he's in his element. He's an adventurer, and I think it's probably the first time that Martha's ever been able to sort of put herself in someone's hands and to feel safe with someone like that. So I think that's how the relationship builds, because she needs him, and I think maybe she likes that.
They're going. All of them.
Jonathan has his nephew along on the adventure to the center of the earth, Abel Brock, and Abel is actually keeping a journal and photographs. He's painting along the way in his notebook. And Jonathan is the mentor for Abel. Abel's young and very impressionable and innocent, and Jonathan's watching out for him. Sergei is the Russian we hire to help us find the mine. And it turns out to be a very nice relationship. He is a good traveling companion, Sergei, and a fearless fighter, and helps us overcome some of the mythical beasts that we battle. And then Edward, they're both scientists, Edward Dennison and Jonathan Brock, and so we have a sort of competitive relationship. We also both love the same woman, and so we have sort of differing opinions, but a begrudging respect too, because we're both intelligent, accomplished men. we're all getting along wonderfully on the show as far as the cast goes. We've had dinners together, and we've gone to movies together, and we really do enjoy each other's company. And Victoria's a wonderful Martha. She's spunky, she's smart, she's funny, she's beautiful. So she couldn't be better cast. Sergey, Mike is a hoot. He's, you know, strong guy with funny stories and keeps us all laughing. His Russian accent is impeccable. It couldn't be better. And young Steven is everything we hoped he'd be. And so we're all getting along well.
Sound spit.
96 Frank, take one. A mark.
Hit up.
B mark. Like you dropped off.
He's fun. We had to ride on the same horse on our first day of filming, and it was just a nasty horse named Velvet. And I had ridden Velvet the day before and didn't really like Velvet, so they gave me another horse, and they gave Ricky Velvet because he's quite the horseman. And as soon as I got onto Velvet and Ricky was sitting on the back, I was on the saddle. She started to buck. She gave him a little throw. He hit the dirt, but he took it for me. I was supposed to be sitting on the back. So I will always be indebted to Ricky Schroder. He's the reason I didn't end up in the dirt. But, you know, he took a fall for me. I don't know how I managed to stay on. My instincts for self-preservation are very strong. The locations are huge. It's definitely, you know, another character in the movie. We shot at this mansion a couple of days ago, and I don't think I've ever seen a more beautiful place, ever. I don't even know how old this place was. It was covered in ivy, and the pond and the gardens, everything was so lush. I can't ever imagine living in a place like that. Someone does. Really fantastic, but it really, you know, it brought out the period just beautifully. We're all in these, you know, beautiful dresses, and you know, the guys are looking all fantastic in their suits, but it just fit there. You know, it feels like you should pull up in front of that house in a carriage. And you know, some of these locations are so wild. You know, we're out of cell reception. You know, nobody can use their phones. We're so remote, which is, it's wild. You know, there are no power lines, and you know, the roads are terrible getting to them. It's in Vancouver. It's so beautiful. Like, you really don't have a sense of how green it is and how wild and how rocky when you drive along that sea to sky highway, and it's just rock and mountain. It's amazing. I can't think of a better place to shoot this film.
Yeah, we've really traveled from one side of Vancouver to the other and shown some beautiful locations, whether they be on the top of mountains or by lakes. The elements have been sometimes challenging to deal with out here with the rain and things like this, but it all works for the journey to the center of the earth. And the landscape is so beautiful that it's definitely a character in the film. Well, there's so much physically going on in the film, like with the zip lines and the rafting stuff and the horseback riding, that it's quite physical. You have to show up every day with your energy, because you'll be tired by the end of the day.
We are going to be flying on the zip lines, which is going to be a lot of fun, I'm assured. I've done it in Costa Rica, so this will be, you know, different. We've done a lot, and you know, usually, you know, on a film, you go to a few different locations, but you usually spend more than one day at each one. So it's weird. We've been to so many different places in 16 days. It's, you know, it's a little dizzying.
I just can't believe I'm doing a film with Peter Fonda.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Peter is hilarious. He's fantastic. He brings this weight to the role, which you really, really need. You need to believe that someone could sort of descend and become a god to someone, and he's pretty much what he did on our set. But he's got a fantastic sense of humor, and we're having a grand old time.
Worked with Peter when I was 15 years old, I think. That's 22 years ago. And so it was really nice to catch up with Peter and see him again. What a wonderful character he is in this movie. He's got a lot of personality, and his wardrobe's amazing, and he's having a lot of fun with the character, you can tell. Peter is Hollywood royalty, and just to be around him on set is a lot of fun. And he has a distinguished air about him, and a man of intelligence and temperament, and he just brings a lot of respect and credibility wherever he goes. So we're really thankful to have him in the movie. TJ brings an amazing amount of enthusiasm to work every day. He's an energetic, positive person who has a lot of drive and ambition and ideas, and it's been a real treat working with TJ. It's been my first experience with him, and probably, I'm pretty sure, won't be my last with him. I think we'll work together again somewhere down the road. But I'm really enjoying TJ.
Working with TJ is always fun. I worked with him a lot, and the thing I like about TJ is that he is always so enthusiastic, and he is in love with this project. The locations are so wild. He spent so much time and care picking the locations with the team, and he really has a strong vision for what goes on the screen. And you'll never see him sitting down behind the monitor. He's always running around and just making sure that everything is perfect. And he's just on fire, and he's like that in everything that he directs. Like, he will never phone it in. And I've worked with him on a lot of series projects too, and a lot of series directors, they're just doing it over and over and over again. You can tell that they're tired or they're worn down by it, but he's always so enthusiastic, and it means a lot to an actor to have an enthusiastic director who is loving the project. We are having a great time, and when you read a script and you're in every scene and everybody else is in every scene, you can only hope that A, everybody else gets along, and B, that everybody else is just gung-ho to just kind of be there and get it done. I mean, we're on a crazy tight schedule, and we are in these insane locations, and half the times you won't see your trailer until maybe once at lunch and then at wrap. So there are 4 people on the adventure for the whole thing, and everybody's just we're slogging away in the dirt together and having a grand old time. It's good because everybody's just completely on board. You know what, I'm really looking forward to seeing the finished product. I've seen a lot of the rushes, and I'm so impressed. It looks so grand. It just, I'm really proud of what we're able to do on such a modest budget, and with a lot of time constraints. It's pretty amazing. So I think I'm going to be really proud of it. I can't wait to see it.
Oh, this film is a lot of fun. It's an action-adventure fantasy. And so, it's the kind of movie, hopefully, that the whole family is definitely going to be able to sit down and watch. It's got good acting, wonderful story, and, some special effects and some cool things like that. I really am proud of the work we're doing.